Then there's a new reg that says, now you've got to provide affordable, if you're over 50 or over, you got to provide affordable coverage. But the wording was sloppy. You know, they were crafting this thing all through the night, you know, a few years ago. And they realized it only has to be affordable for the employee. You have to offer coverage to the families, to the dependents, or you'll be penalized. But you don't have to make the dependent coverage affordable. So the quick and easy answer is I'll offer generous coverage to my employee and I'll charge the moon for the kids. So now we're beginning to see all sorts of strategies coming out about how do you stay under the radar, under the 50 radar. So first of all, a couple of restaurant chains made big news by saying we're thinking of just cutting our employees back to below 30 hours a week, which would keep them below that level. And they caught all sorts of grief. All sorts of people came out saying these greedy businesses, blah, 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 blah. So we're cutting some more hours. Now the Wall Street Journal had an article a couple of weeks ago in which a fellow, an entrepreneur, software entrepreneur, wrote, I'll tell you what we need to do. What we need to do is, if you're a company that's over 50, break your company into many small pieces and fling them off. Take your accounting department, sell it to somebody, deal with it as a vendor. Take your HR, deal with them as a vendor. Accounting, deal with them as a vendor. Everybody comes an independent contractor. Is this legal? Because the government's kind of warned that, well, we're going to be kind of watching out for this. Well, I'm sure there's some lawyers just chomping the bit there, waiting to decide whether this thing is legal or not. But there's certainly going to be some that try it. And I'll ask you, from a business perspective, does it make, here's another pop quiz, does it make any sense for you to go shatter your company into a million pieces to do this other than to evade the mandate? Yes or no? Is it good? Is this something you'd want to do? Probably not, but some are going to do it. Here's another strategy some are looking at. Take your employee, valued employee, lay her off, send her to a temp agency, say, I want her back, but as your employee, not mine. Now, the federal authorities have said, we're going to watch out for this, and we're going to make sure that doesn't count. We're going to treat her as your employee anyway. We'll see. We'll see how that works. Does it make sense to fire your trusted employees and bring them back as temps?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No. Well, it makes sense only in this context. But I'm talking about in the regular world. So,
I'm curious, I'm guessing that probably a greater percentage of small businesses have less than 50 employees. A lot of the people here today, my firm would be one of those. We're 10 people out of Woodstock, Georgia. And we've already seen dramatic increases. This year, our first shot at last year, our first premium increase that came was 50%, literally 50. Our old premium multiplied by 0.50 was our new premium. So we wholly expect that to happen again this year, at which point I pay 100% coverage for my employees that take it. They don't have coverage to another spouse or some other way. I'm not going to be able to do that again. That was the limit last year. And so if they're trying for the small firms, I envision where, okay, I'm just not going to be able to provide health care anymore. How does an individual person now get Obamacare? Where does that person go to get their free Obamacare? Or what happens to my employees when I say, that was it, I can't buy it anymore, I'm sorry? What do we do?
Well, it's a problem, and again, don't take any of this as advice, or NFIB says you should do this, or anyone else should do this. But I suspect a lot of people, a lot of employers are going to say, you know what, I can't afford it, I'm going to pay the $2,000, and if you're big, you'll pay the $2,000, if you're small, you say I don't have to pay anything, go to the exchange and get it.